Welcome back to the channel. People been talking, people been screaming, people been saying that the Slipspace engine demo from a long time ago that promised to show real-time what Halo Infinite would be capable of looks better than the re-reveal of Halo Infinite campaign. Let's look at both of them here. So I do think that the lighting was a bit more pronounced in the Slipspace engine demo. Some of the textures looked really good, especially when you're looking at sort of the damp and the dew and the wetness of the environment. These animals look much better. The lighting, the purple hues, I like a lot, but I don't think it's a stretch to say that it's smoke and mirrors. I don't think that it's a misrepresentation of what we're seeing here on the main screen, which is the re-reveal of Halo Infinite. I really have a problem with saying re-reveal. I think the biggest takeaway from the Slipspace engine was showing what could be done in a wide open space and the detail that you can have in it. But I think what they did with the Slipspace engine was show these really wide open but narrow spaces. If you think about Halo campaigns in the past, it was wide open linear. That was the gameplay. So you had these wide expanses, but there was a very defined path and there were very cool things to see in that path. And that's what they were doing with the Slipspace engine. I think the disconnect is seeing that and all that detail and then blowing it open into a wide open space, open world, which this new Halo is. I think that's where people are having the confusion. So if you look at the video here, I don't think it's a stretch. When you look at the gameplay that was shown from the campaign, it looks very similar. The world, the grassland, the open expanse, and the fact that you can go anywhere in that environment. I think the Slipspace engine is doing what it was meant to do, and I think it matches some of the footage that was shown early on. Now, of course, like I said, some of it was presented in a way that made it look a lot better, like that really cool lighting and those smoke effects and stuff like that. But you're seeing some of that here in these cutscenes as well with Chief and Cortana. And I do think that the lighting in the Slipspace engine demo matches the campaign. Lighting was something that they paid attention to, and I noticed it right away in the re-reveal of the campaign. So you look at the screenshots here, they do look very good, and these are screenshots from the campaign re-reveal that you're watching, and I wanted to put them up here so that you can see them in a sort of still shot versus what you're actually watching on the screen. By the way, count how many times I say re-reveal in this video. It's really starting to irk me. Now, I think the biggest issue that I have, and one that's been pointed out by some websites, is the fact that we're only seeing Chief in this one biome. It's this sort of woodland, grassland area, trees, the open expanse. But in the Slipspace demo, we saw much different types of biomes. We saw this wooded area that was sort of dank, dark, and wet with animals in it. We saw this beach area. We got the notion that you would have some sort of underwater area. So we're seeing much more of the environment. But since then, we haven't seen anything but this one area. And when you pull up the map here, you notice that's it. That's the area. So is the campaign going to just focus on this one area? And if that's the case, no Halo campaign has ever been stuck in one area. You go to different environments. That's the hook. That's the pull of a campaign, especially a Halo campaign. You're going to these different environments. And I think if you could levy any critique at the Slipspace engine and say that it misrepresented itself, it's in the fact that they showed all these different environments for the engine, for Chief, and for the Halo world to exist in. But in the campaign, they're not showing any of that. And I think that is a valid criticism. But I don't think that in terms of what the engine can do and what was shown off, it's a smoke and mirrors. I don't think that it's that far off from what was shown, especially when you look at individual screens and the lighting and the effects work versus actually watching it in motion, which is what I'm doing here in this video. Something else I wanted to touch on, and I don't see many people talking about it, is the fact that there is no blood in this game. When you kill any alien in any past Halo game, there was a splattering of purple and green hues of blood everywhere, but in this game, there is absolutely none. Now, if you look at the Master Chief Collection, they actually edited out the blood in those games for the Chinese version, And it looks like they're just not including it here at all. Maybe to get that T for teen rating instead of the mature rating, maybe because they want to sell it in other regions. I don't know, but I think it's a big deal to take that out of it, because I remember going through those hallways in the ship in the original Halo and seeing the splattering of blood everywhere on the floor, or when you shot an elite or a grunt, you looked at the floor, there was a puddle of that purple blood. None of that is here in this game. By the way, Chief getting punched and flying up into the air, going through that giant tree and landing. It is so 2018 God of War, Kratos being punched by Baldur up in the sky and falling back down through the house, isn't it? Nice to see that presentation work on display here. So other than different biomes to explore, the Slipspace engine matches what was shown in the campaign. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Thanks for watching the video. Think about sharing it out on your favorite social media platform of choice. Maybe subscribe to the channel. At the very least, hit that like button. It helps me grow. See you in the next video.